All right. So, okay, great. So we're recording to the cloud. We're all set to go. So good morning, William.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. All right. So I already gave away your name, which is William, but maybe you could start by just telling us a little bit about who is William.
Sure. My name is William Duque. I am a risk management associate at Morgan Stanley, and recently got accepted into NYU Stern School of Business. I don't know if is there a format to this?
Where are you from? What are some of the things that you like?
Well, I'm Nigerian. From Nigeria. So in terms of things I like working out, sports, hanging out with my friends. Working on my startup called Wind Technologies, things like that.
Okay, so since you already spoke about wind, could you tell us a little bit about what your startup is about? It's called Wind.
Sure. A couple years ago, a friend and I was looking to buy an electric vehicle, but realized that there was an information gap on the different types of electric vehicles out there. So I decided to come up with a platform to kind of shine a light on electric vehicles for EV connoisseurs like myself or people looking to buy one. So we just have a startup that profiles the various electric vehicles out there, and we're trying to take advantage of the opportunity in that space to hopefully come up in a marketplace for vehicles in the near future.
So what was really interesting for me was that actually before meeting William, I didn't realize that if you wanted to buy an electrical vehicle, there really wasn't sort of one place that could serve as a one-stop shop to get everything that you need. So I think it's really exciting that you guys are going to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, because it's a new form of technology, so it's not, there's a lot of things that have to happen in that space for that to happen. So, and the fact that the better electric vehicles have been around since the 1800s, right? Mm-hmm. So only the past couple of years, there's been innovation in battery technology, which has made it possible for electric vehicles to go longer on a certain amount of charge.
Okay.
Right? So with improvements in range and improvements with the AI, autonomous technology, which is specified for just electric vehicles. So it's something that everyone, all the auto dealers have realized, this is the future. So one is there is no space for that, but then again, the field is only growing. Obviously, there is only one major player in the market, Tesla,
right.
And they're the second largest car company in that market cap, while having less than 1% of total cars out in the market. So, and projections are there'll be 1.5 trillion by the end of the decade. So, yeah, it's something that's only growing, and I believe that whoever gets in there first and does a great job in there in terms of figuring out the ecosystem around that can be profitable.
Okay, great. All right, William. So you're working in banking, and arguably you could stay in banking and just be promoted. Could you tell us why you felt the need to go and get an MBA?
Sure. Well, the work I do in risk management and my career up to date has been has kind of inspired me to move into a front office capacity. I started my career. I've had experiences within finance. I've had experience with some of the front office products, and just being around that exciting atmosphere, which is the front office, being on the cusp of it has only inspired me to want to pivot from risk management into proper front office investment banking. And I think that now is the best time. I think I have the experience. I have the academic capabilities. I have my licenses, and I think at this point, I've racked up enough experience to make this pivot, and enough knowledge as well to make this pivot. So I think this is the right time.
So what are you looking forward to when it comes to NYU?
I mean, for me, it's the people. I have most of my mentors in investment banking came from NYU. They attended Stern. So, and whenever I've reached out to someone from NYU, I feel like I've gotten a genuine response.
Okay.
And honestly, like guys from NYU just keep popping up around me. Like, I don't know, for some reason, like whenever
You're manifesting them.
no. I just know, for example, like I was talking to this guy from NYU on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out there was like some guy that looked at him at the gym I go to. And then I asked him like, yo, do you go to that gym? No, he said, no, that's my brother. So I go to, and he lives like down the street. So I thought that was very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have these experiences consistently where I find shared experiences with people from NYU. So like the people, whether it's like people I meet randomly or just people at my job who also got into Stern that reached out and like, yo, I saw you're going to NYU, let's connect. Just stuff like that. I've just felt like there's been that genuine connection with guys from NYU. And then just getting into banking, NYU is strong on like finance and things of that nature, just trying to walk in and get summer recruiting done. My hope is to get one of the banking fellowship programs by fall, so I can like focus on the first year of my MBA on my startup.
Okay, great. All right, William. So could you tell us a little bit about your experience working with Memorable Essay for people who might be considering that? Yeah. So maybe like why you decided to work with me. I don't know, whatever else is on your mind.
Yeah, Jonah came highly recommended from one of my mentors from NYU again. First of all, I think with any experience that you have, you're usually like, I don't know how this is gonna work. I've never worked with this person, but I think obviously she came highly recommended. So I trusted my mentor, and by doing that, I trusted Jonah. But one of the things Jonah does really well is getting your story out of you and putting it on paper, right? I think that's one of the things that I didn't really know, because like I wasn't sure how I was going to put my story on paper. So rather than like getting into like writing an essay, which is like very, very important. Like when we first started, I could have sworn she didn't care about the essay at all, but she wanted my story, and she was right. Getting my story was like very, very important. And then when we were able to get like my story out, putting it on paper was just a 2-3 day type of thing. So, and that's one of the things I enjoyed, because you meet someone and they deliver to like the highest degree, right? And that's all. I think that's all you can ask for when you work with someone at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, William. Yeah.
The process. It's slow at first. She has a 5-day thing that I don't understand. It's very slow at first, but
yes,
she'll come through in the end. She'll come through in the end. That's for sure. At the end, you look back and be like, "Yeah, you got
this." Yes, William. Again, the high achieving mindset. Like, why isn't it done today? It's like, no, that's not how you put together an application or a story. But no, on a serious note, it does take time to figure out exactly what is your story and then which aspects of your story a school would care about. So for instance, anybody who's interested in NYU and you're watching this, you know that NYU cares deeply about, the IQ plus EQ formula. So if you're so busy writing essays that you can't speak with them about things that they care about, it really doesn't make any sense, and that takes time. So yeah. Okay. All right, William, so looking to the future, I guess maybe before we get to looking to the future, could you tell me how did it feel to find out that you were into NYU and then you got some other good news about being into NYU? So could you tell us just how that felt?
I think it's when you get that call, at least the first call for any business school you get into, right? You're excited. It's like, I don't want to say your life flashes through your eyes, but but you kind of like feel like, this is worth it. The work, the hard work, and it's worth it. And if you're lucky enough to get a scholarship, you know, you're like, oh man, this is, you know, get me out of here, right? So, so
if William's bosses are watching this, he doesn't mean it when he says, get me out of here.
No, don't understand, because I'm the kind of person that I'm honest at work. I already, I tell, like, I don't know, it's not it's not that serious, right? So,
right.
Yeah, so when that, it's a feeling of like accomplishment, it's a feeling of like, you know, like you did the right thing, and for me it's like I felt like I did the right thing in trusting Jonah, and I felt like I did the right thing, and like, you know, whether it's like the essays or even like stuff like the interview prep, right? So we did
right.
both the essay and the interview prep, and she can probably elaborate more on how the first interview prep happened, right? So so yeah, I mean, it's just a feeling of accomplishment, and being happy that you're finally in, and you know, and obviously if you get like a very good scholarship, that your future, at least for the next couple of years, is guaranteed, or is set in stone, something like that.
Yeah, it's nice to be paid for. Yeah. All right. And so looking to the future, William, how do you want to leave NYU? What is one thing that you feel within yourself that you must accomplish before graduating from NYU?
I think for me, it's, you know, I'm going to NYU consortium fellowship. So I think for me,
I didn't hear you. Could you talk up a little bit?
I'm going to NYU with a consortium fellowship. So I think
right.
like trying to meet the trying to make sure that I kind of like uphold the consortium's mission in terms of like getting people like myself and minorities like myself into higher ranks of like business school and management and things of that nature. So being a good leader on campus, like being a shining light for my class, whether it's like my academics or like my entrepreneurship, or even like giving back to my community, right? I'm big on community involvement here in New York through my National Association of Black Accountants, what's it called, chapter here in New York. So whether it's like making connections through, I mean, definitely having folks from like places like NYU come and like speak at like one of our sessions, or kind of like inspire other kids like myself, or kids like myself 4 or 5 years ago, to like think about like getting into like the higher ranks of like top MBAs, or, you know, top business schools, or, you know, top, you know, stuff like that. So being a mentor, you know, I think that's one of the things I want to accomplish. Making sure that I'm in the community, making sure that I do well in class, making sure that I'm a very good representative of NYU. You know, I want people to speak about me and go on. I want my professors to know me by name. I want students to speak about me, and not necessarily like I want my classmates to speak about me in the glowing light. I just want to be a good representation, and, you know, like uphold, honor the faith paid in me by the consortium. So yeah, if I can do that, I think I'll be very, very happy.
Aw, and I think it's clear to everybody watching why William easily checks that EQ box, right? It's funny, like all of the things that you want to do. Why are you bulging your eyes at me? All the things that you want to do have to do with upholding people's faith and helping other people. I love it because it's natural.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I kind of like understand, and I kind of like understand the grind, you know. So
yeah.
So, you know, like I kind of like know what it's like, and when you come from like that kind of background, you know, like everything, you know, getting into NYU, it's, you know, I know what it can do. I know what it's gonna do for my life, and I know what it can do for most of my peers' life, right? So,
right.
And the best thing I can do is kind of like pass it on, and make sure that these opportunities are continually passed on to like the next generation and the next generation, especially for people where I'm from.
Absolutely. All right, William, thank you. And so throwing it ahead, maybe life spare, God willing, 10, 15, 20 years, what do you want your legacy through business to be? Because you're looking at sort of going the investment banking route, you have a startup, you like to mentor. What's the overall legacy that you're trying to create through business?
I think the overall legacy is, I think for me, I'm big on opportunity, right? I'm big on opportunity, so I want to like repay that faith. So I want to like get to the highest ranks of business in general, whether it's like in banking, I want to be like an MD in 10, 15 years. Or if I was to like, when my startup becomes successful, I want it to be the best startup out there. Right. Most importantly, it's, representation, right? I want people to see me in these fields and believe that they themselves can do it. Because, like I wasn't the smartest and whatever, and I know like most people from where I'm from, like come from the same boat or have shared experiences. So them being able to see me there, I mean, I think with me like getting to the highest ranks, I think it will be very inspiring and continue changing lives, especially for people from where I'm from, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, William. It's funny, like when you say you're not the smartest, with grad school, which was a big adjustment for me, and the world of work. I think a lot of people go into it thinking that scores matter far more than they do, and like these sort of abstract things. And at the end of the day, it's really about who gets the job done, like results. It's all about results. And I think your ability to get results in everything that you've done, even when you have to we didn't touch on this, but William came from an undergraduate background where business wasn't big, and he sort of helped to build that business culture on his campus. So I think your ability to build the resources that you need and to get results, even when, you have to be extra resourceful, speaks pretty loudly. And I'm sure that that's at least one of the things that NYU saw. And I think that will continue to be very important to your future trajectory. So I do consider you to be quite smart because you get results, and I don't like excuses. I like results. So just wishing you all the best and celebrating your achievement once more.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you as well. Yeah. I don't think I would have gotten here without your help, for sure.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, William. And so we'll chat again. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. I'll stop it. Thank you, William. I think that went well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll have to clip off this end because I'm trying to see how to stop the recording on this.